Well, I think that in a situation where there's still a generation of directors who you may be surprised to hear, but who, when you ask what the ratio on a 2D film is, you know, is it 2:3:5, or they haven't even really thought about it. And that appears as a sort of, gosh, really? Yeah, that's a good idea. That would really make it feel like a movie, wouldn't it? And that's still a conversation that I have. So thinking that, you know, the possible use of 3D hasn't really been thought through, I think you're damn right. Having said that, these things are gradual. Everybody learns from each other. Every time some amazing, possibly Hollywood filmmaker does something absolutely extraordinary, it inspires the whole industry to move things on. I mean, you know, what's the effect of Avatar going to be? Just forget about the commercial side of it, but just on inspiring people creatively, or Inception, on, you know, if you're thinking about the VFX thing and the way that that's been done. And I think, therefore, the more we make, the better, and the further we'll move in that direction. There will be a wave of filmmakers who start to realize what can be done. And it's not even about money. It's just about the depth of imagination.
Kerry?
I think it's great that both of you as stereographers are thinking like this, because it's your job, it's going to be your job to lead directors into it and to get them to understand it. And I know from the film that we're making that the stereographer has a massive part in that, and helping the director to think in a different way and make the film in a different way. So I think you're going to be the leads in this.
And I think that events like this are also fundamentally the lead in this, because there's future directors, future visual effects supervisors, contemporary DOPs and everybody, and the more these sorts of events happen, the more content is screened, the more analysis, the more didactism, the more exploration and discussion. That's going to define the future of 3D. Thank you very much.
I'm not going to summarize, I'm not going to add. I'm going to, in 2 minutes, tell you the difference, because you've been talking about sometimes the difference between 2D and 3D. What's the difference between a good conference and a bad conference? And I'll tell you, a bad conference, there would be no one here at this point on the last day. There'd be no panel, because they wouldn't have wanted to stay. There'd be no audience. We'd have all gone home. The building would be dead. This, in my view, is not a bad conference. This is a very good conference. And the evidence of that is debate. Huge amount of debate about the nature of what we're doing and how we're doing it, how we might do it. I've heard people say, I know nothing, and other people say I'm expert. But the most interesting thing I've heard is the sense of collaboration. Challenge. We're going forward into arenas in technology, it's difficult. Storytelling, it's difficult. Aesthetics, it's difficult. Market, it's difficult. But everyone is enthused about the idea of exploring this. There's a wonderful sense of community. I said to Phil earlier, I apologize, I didn't actually properly introduce you in the last session. You know why? Because I just felt we were already in a community of practice. We're all together looking at this issue. So suddenly it's not that kind of formal hierarchical conference, it's about people working together. There is immense passion. There is passion to get things right in a very meticulous sense, and there is the passion to get things in the broader sense. And above all, there is the passion and the willingness for people to listen to each other. And finally, there is knowledge. And I don't know about you, but I feel I've learned a huge amount in the last 2 days. And the only thing I know is I need to know more. So I'm very much hoping that this panel, you, will want in some way to move forward, not hopefully just to have another event like this, but maybe to provide some cleverer way in which we can collectively network with each other about the evolution and the change and the vision and the possibilities of 3D storytelling. You have made this conference, you have made this conference, and on behalf of Ravensbourne, I want to say thank you very much. I want also, very briefly, to say thanks to the team, so often unsung heroes, Sam in sound, Jack, lighting, Russell, projection, and many other colleagues who have supported and enabled this event. We now have the opportunity to go and get a drink, courtesy of Skillset, and on our way out, I know you're just going to want to fill in those feedback forms, but take them out with you, fill them in, roll them up, smoke them, go out and have a drink, and continue to network, and let's have a good evening. Thank you again.